on to warm water. This Spey works great. Fishing rivers, bass, bluegills, white bass. Probably more so than out here. You know, on the west, there's probably more reason to use a small double hander in the Midwest or East than there is here. Because here, when the rivers, after the rivers go past runoff, we get big gravel bars. I mean, you can walk down a bar and have 200 yards of open room behind you, right? The rivers in the Midwest and the East Coast, most of them, bars are not a thing. Most of them are like, both banks are like this. So when they get low, there's no bar. There's still just water, cut bank, water, cut bank. Now, it's shallow enough to wade, you know, it might be knee deep or waist deep, varying through there. But you've got trees and bank behind you. Like I said, actually more reason to use a double hander or Spey tactics back there than there is out here. And you just don't see it. I've been out there in Arkansas using my little OPST 993 weight, the 10-foot 4-weight, and just having a blast wading down these rivers. But I can get up next to these banks where the guys that do fly fish out there, they can't fish because you're tucked in pretty tight. They have to have a run where they can wade down the middle, or they do have some type of bar or whatever. But I said there aren't that many bars out there, so I can't believe that. Well, I guess I can't believe that they're not more on the program there, but maybe that'll change. We'll see. But fishing, if you don't get a chance to do it, it's a riot. It's something different. If you from the West Coast out here, it's something that's completely different back there. Oh, the coolest thing is, the best thing I can describe, if you do any sea run cutthroat trout fishing here in the lower river where you're fishing down and the water's kind of slower moving, there's a cut bank, and you look over there and there's like a root wad there, and you go, there should be a cutthroat there. You got the same, that's what goes on in the Midwest and for bass. Instead of cutthroat, you go, there should be a bass there, and you cast a popper in there, and sure enough, there's a bass there. But there's a lot of it. That's the whole makeup of the river. The river there, when it gets low, not when it's high, but when it gets low, the rivers are like 100, 200, quarter-mile long pools, very still pools, just snags and stuff all over the place. And then you'll have a 100 or 200 foot, very shallow gravel riffle, and then another big long pool. Like I said, it's different than here. It's pretty cool. If you haven't experienced it and you want to try something different, you might want to try it. And I'm not talking, I think one of the things that has kind of been bad press for bass is every time, at least back when I remember reading a lot about bass, it's always about you gotta use an 8-weight rod, and 8 or 9 weight rod, 8 or 9 weight line, and 20-pound leader, and haul these things out of lily pads. That's one type of bass strategy. There's a lot more of these small creeks that vary from 30 feet to 50 feet wide, and they have a lot of bass in the 8 to 12 to 14 inch range, and then you can fish for them all day long. All you need is a floating line and a popper, and just 3 or 4 weight rod, and just have a total riot. What I will call it is it's very relaxing, because you're not having to worry about matching the hatch. Bass fishing, unlike trout fishing where you're like, oh my God, he's eating a size 20, or he's eating this or that. That stuff drives me. I can't fish like that anymore. I used to when I was a kid, can't do it anymore. It's not relaxing, all right? Bass fishing is more about targets. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's really cool. You pick a popper, pick whatever color you want. I guarantee they're going to eat it. You just have to get it into the spot, all right? It might be a stump under an overhanging brush with a little pocket back in there. You get your popper in there, he's going to eat it. So you get on a log that's laying a foot off the bank but parallel with the bank, and on the back side, if you can get a popper in there, there's going to be a fish in there, he's going to eat your popper. So instead of standing in one spot, concentrating on a pot of trout for 4 hours, figuring out what tiny smidgen of a fly he's trying to eat, you put on a popper, get your waders or your shorts, you jump in the water and you just start wading down the river, target, 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 target. So you get it's very mobile. You're never bored standing in one spot. You're just going. It's a lot of fun. Absolutely love it. If you get a chance, be out there, give it a shot. I guarantee you have fun. I guess my point on that was that the whole double hander thing, Spey, let's call it what it is, Skagit casting, is and once again, I developed it for this to cover all these different situations. So it's really been a blast for me to take this thing all over to all different types of fishing and see how well it actually applies across a very wide spectrum. My only regret right now is that I didn't have these things totally developed when I was in Russia and Alaska. Oh man, oof. That would have been a blast. That would have been a total riot, because this thing for mousing, for side channel fishing, for throwing streamers for kunja. Wow, would have been great. Who knows, maybe I'll get back over there one time, I don't know, we'll see.